It's Potluck Sunday.
And we are cooking up a classic.
So I'm Chris.
And I'm Wesley.
The Loon.
The Loon.
And we are doing a classic for sure, but we are up in the ante, folks. It's amazing. We're going to show you. So let's get making it.
Let's do it. All right. We're going to start off with some broccoli because it's broccoli.
A broccoli casserole.
Exactly. So we have how much? This is two of those florets or two heads. So what we did is we blanched these suckers. We got some boiling water. We threw these in there for about a minute, and then we drained them, and then we threw them into an ice bath. And look at how gorgeous.
Yeah, and what that does is it just softens them a little bit. You
Yeah.
don't have to do that, but when they bake, it still be, and you bite it,
So
it's kind
gorgeous.
of, yeah, so it's
Look at
gorgeous.
that color. I love it. I love
Beautiful.
it. Now we've got 2 cups of long grain rice that we boiled.
We steamed.
Steamed. Oh. Woo, you know what? It's going to be one of those days,
Yes,
Chris.
it is. Yes, it is. Why should it be any different? That's 2 cups of steamed rice.
Yes.
We have the recipe in the blog.
And then a heaping 1/4 cup of scallions that we chopped up there.
Yum, yum, yum.
So good.
Told
so
you we're
good.
amping up the flavor.
Okay, and you know what's the other side of a cheddar broccoli or broccoli and cheddar? It's the cheddar. Oh gosh, I just need to dump it in here.
Just make the food. Just make the food.
This is a pound of shredded cheddar. Yeah.
We got to make it cheesy,
Yeah,
folks. We
look at
got
that.
to, and we're going to use good quality cheddar cheese on
Wow,
this.
look
I
at
told
that.
you we're up in the ante.
And obviously we have salt and pepper.
We have, obviously. And then we also have the other component. Now, you'll notice this is not a can. This is cream of mushroom soup.
So good,
It's
y'all.
4 cups. And go ahead and add this in. And I am going to
Yes.
tell you, I made this in advance. And it's so easy, and it really puts this dish
Look at that.
over the top.
That is
That is
delicious.
incredible. So here's how I did it. All I did is I got a nice large pot. I melted a couple of tablespoons of butter. And then to that, I added some chopped onion. Let that cook till it got nice and soft. I added a little garlic. Cooked that till it was aromatic. And then I really amped up the flavor, and I added some mushrooms. I did some
Yeah.
sliced mushrooms, and that's why you're going to get this incredible mushroom soup.
It smells so good though.
About halfway through, when they're getting nice and soft, I added some Worcestershire sauce. I added some fresh thyme and some salt and pepper. Let that cook until they get really, really soft. And then we're going to add some flour. That's going to act as a thickener. So I cook that. I put that in, cook it till it gets nice and coated and it covers those mushrooms. Then we're going to add some sherry, some dry sherry. And this is when the flavor, the smell just goes
smell and the flavor.
through the roof.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let that alcohol cook out, and then we're going to add 6 cups of, we added beef broth. You could keep it completely vegetarian and add vegetable stock, no problem whatsoever. And then let that simmer for about 20 minutes till it starts to get thickened. And then I pulled out my emulsion blender, and I just emulsified it. And it's really going to get those mushrooms completely broken up and just turn into this incredible, incredible soup. But it's cream of mushroom soup, right? So we got to add some cream. We're going to add a cup of heavy cream, and then we're going to add a half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, bring that to a simmer, and that's all there is to
Yes.
it. And it is unbelievably delicious.
I am
That
exhausted. was a bunch of stuff that I threw
Well,
in
I
there.
made soup while you were
load
doing
of
that,
it.
so I don't know why it's such a big... Okay, so every good casserole needs a good topping, right? Of course. So I've got some Panko breadcrumbs right here, which are just basically Japanese breadcrumbs, which just have a little more thickness to them. You winded over there, Loon?
Exhausted.
I know you are. Okay. So now I added some melted butter, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and we're going to put this as a topping. Okay.
Ready?
Here we go. Let's
Yes.
bring it on
All
into
right.
our pan. Oh.
There you go.
You guys, this is, my mother made this, and we would bring it to the church socials every Sunday, and it was always a classic. I'm gonna have to say though, she didn't quite make it like this.
Yeah.
And the other way is super delicious too.
Yeah. What we took to the potlucks, what Mother always made was fruit salad. She would get some whipped
Just
cream.
real quick, let me tell you. I mean, we're going to add a little Parmesan. This is grated Parmesan cheese. Just a couple tablespoons.
And
Okay,
so
go ahead.
she would get some whipped cream and some fruit cocktail, drain the cocktail, and then just mix the whipped cream and the fruit cocktail together. And then if she was feeling fancy, she'd throw in a little coconut for texture.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, you know, hey, that's that. Hey,
But
and
people
I bet
would gobble that
people.
right up.
I know. I always loved like the potlucks because it was such this wild array of every possible dish you could
Totally.
imagine, like every cuisine.
Yeah.
And I loved
And your
it.
plate was like heaped full.
It was great. It was awesome.
I love it.
Okay, so now we've got our oven preheated to 375 degrees, and we're going to let this bake for about 20 minutes. Then we're going to crank up the heat to 425, and that's going to get it nice and toasty on top. And then it's ready to eat.
Yeah!
This is one of those times I wish we had smell-o-vision because it is crazy.
Totally scratch and sniff.
I know. So let's just tell you how we got to this point.
That's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. It smells amazing. So it baked for 20 minutes, and then we just cranked that heat up to 425 degrees and let it go for another 8 minutes. And it just got this beautiful like crust on top.
Wonderful.
Brown crust. And then of course it's like molten lava, so you're going to want to let it. It's perfect though. It gets nice and hot, just enough time to cover it with foil and bring it to the potluck. I tell you what. I'm telling you, anyone who brings this it's the luck. You're gonna be lucky to get this served.
Oh, just shut up and serve
I know, shut up and eat. Okay, I'm bringing this over to you.
Bring it on over to me. Gorgeous.
Is that not
I love it.
insane?
A little bit more. Come on, just a little bit more. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That'll do.
Y'all, this screams Sunday potluck. Look
Sunday
at that,
potluck,
Chris.
but I'm telling you, like I said, people are going to feel lucky that they got this.
All right, y'all, I'm going to give this a whirl without burning my mouth.
Well, good luck on that.
Yeah.
I'm going to take some too. It is
wow,
amazing.
that's a potluck if I ever had one into my mouth.
That's like no potluck I've ever had.
1,000% Loon approved.
Oh
what
my
it is.
gosh, that's amazing.
Wow.
This is right up there with our King Ranch casserole.
And our green bean casserole. Make them both.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Make a casserole.